Hello, hello. We are here with you as the Pleiadian Council. It is a great pleasure to establish connection with you in this way. We do thank you for allowing this connection to emerge, as it does support us mutually in our growth and our expansion, in discovering more aspects of ourselves and coming closer to source consciousness through this process of reflection and sharing. We will support you once again today in whatever ways interest you. And as usual, before we begin, we can open with some messages to support you in discovering new pathways of growth for yourself and for your collective. As you may know, you together are entering into a new phase on your planet, and it involves rapid transformation of the way you live and the way that you experience your reality. Right now, you are continuing to witness great transformations on your planet. And as we have said before, this window of opportunity up into your solstice is a very potent time to bring all aspects of your life together coherently so that you can, in a sense, launch yourself into these new energies. As this is a point when the frequencies coming through to your planet will increase exponentially. You can witness this in so many of the synchronistic reflections that are taking place in your world. Now you may be experiencing solar flares, which do represent an increase in vibration, a transformation in your consciousness. And of course, with that often comes the shock of those energies that must be released in order to step into these higher frequencies. So now, in your world, today we would like to focus on your values and how you may witness them changing. For many of you who are experiencing great distress, will only come to experience greater harmony when you shift your own personal values. For so long, your world has been focused on building and expanding, and in that building, you expend resources. Now, this is both in physical senses and in energetic senses. You are always expending resources. You are exploiting the earth in order to build structures and technologies that are not always tapped into harmonic energies with your body. And you are also expending the resources of your time and your mental focus, which is a resource and does have value, in ways that you have previously deemed productive, or that you have decided you must do because the consensus pressure brings you to believe as if you must work, you must do this, you must do that. And all of this is powerfully changing now. And when you shift your focus to instead value your individual connection to source and your connection to your own soul's calling above everything else, then this experience you're having will be much easier, and you will again allow for others to discover that value within themselves uniquely each of you are called in different directions that expand your own heart's feel. Whatever, again, lights that passion within you, brings you on that highest potential path of realizing your own source connection. And instead of falling into the habit of choosing experiences that bring you the resources that you may feel pressure to have, by expanding your connection to your own heart, you will be bringing greater value into the world. Now, what this also does is it allows you to start to tap into the energy of others. For when you are truly connected to yourself, you can then establish deeper connection with others. And this is what will be the most valuable. You can understand, perhaps, there are many individuals who have all of those things that your society has valued above all else, yet are very unhappy. And there are so many examples of this to those considered celebrities or rich people who demonstrate their extreme degree of disconnection through overdosing, suiciding, and so on and so forth. So you have seen for so long that what you have valued doesn't bring you happiness. Now, you may wonder, if we are locked down, if we are asked to stay at home, how do we increase our connection with others? We say it begins with your connection to yourself. There are many activities that you do that disconnect you from yourself, and they may seem more comfortable. However, the truth is, unleashing your connection with yourself can be initially uncomfortable because, again, it means stepping into your uniqueness. And to do that means you have to take a step away from the consensus pressure to be a part of a system that only breaks people down and stresses people out. You have to be growing in your acceptance of the discomfort of being uniquely yourself, divergent from the others, and own what is it about you that will show everyone in your reality something they have never seen before. You each individually have that power. What can you show others with your energy, with your expression, through your words or your art, that they have never seen before? And by understanding that it inherently has value, whether it has value to many or it has value to few, it has value and it can catalyze processes for those it does reach. And boldly stepping into what that gift of yours is will then allow you to make stronger bonds with others. And whether, again, you are subject to this lockdown or not, you can create connections with others. And for some of you, actually to have physical separation gives you a greater advantage because it takes off a certain degree of pressure that then allows you to communicate your complete and totally honest truth with others with less pressure with less fear of rejection. And by practicing this again and again, you shed layers of conditioning. You shed fear-based beliefs that prevent you from being exactly who you are. And in a way, it's like a snake shedding its skin. It is like a caterpillar transforming through its chrysalis into a brilliant butterfly. And it will allow you to, again, awaken that energy in others. And together, as you shift your values to, instead of producing and having, experiencing yourself in your truest, most authentic state, and sharing yourself to create connections from that most truly authentic state. And realizing and owning and communicating that values in the ways that are unique to you, you will play a role in creating this new world and creating the value system of the new world. So we hope that helps you. We understand, of course, that it is simply another take on something that has been said before by us and others. Though every time we express these same themes, these same ideas and energies, they translate in a new way to help you see different nuances that you can apply in your life in new ways every time. And it is also your own prerogative, if you would like, to take these ideas, make them uniquely your own, translate them into your own language, be it a literal own language or a metaphorical personal language. Translate these ideas, make them your own, allow them to be communicated with your world, allow this energy to ripple simply by being your unique self, because that is the purpose for which you have came here. All right, thanks to you once again, and we will now allow your questions and your sharings one at a time if you wish, being courteous of everybody in this group space to allow for the highest transmission to take place at this time.
So feel free to unmute yourself and ask a question.
I can go first?
Yes, you can. That's correct.
Thank you. Greetings and highest appreciations for doing what you're doing. And my question is, could you speak a bit more about intuition, about how we could best differentiate, for example, intuition from beliefs, and possibly even a permission slip for fine-tuning our intuition? Thank you.
Intuition, you can best describe as your feeling and perceptions when you focus your energy in a certain direction. Now, you actually cannot separate your intuition from your belief systems. And this is why being cognizant of the reality of your belief systems, realizing that they are filtering every aspect of your experience, and doing the work to actively dismantle negative belief systems is key in having a clear intuition.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Any other useful details? Because I'm seeing many people confusing their negative beliefs, for example, saying that that's their intuition, and maybe some extra fine-tuning, or possibly even, as I said, a permission slip to, besides transforming our beliefs, a permission slip to or to have more clarity about where the intuition actually comes from. If it comes from if you find it better in your heart or in your gut, for example. Many people say it's you should see your gut feeling. Other people say to follow your heart, and I'm having a slight perception,
yes.
but I am not sure I have the most precise clarity about what is intuition and what is not, and how to best use it. I mean, the most.
You experience intuition from your gut, from your heart, and from your third eye, your higher centers. And it is best to connect all of them. So, well, there are many permission slips, and in a sense, to have this clear idea of intuition, you must use them all. So the first permission slip being truly dropping into your body, understanding again that for most of you, you have become a mentally overactivated species, and instantly when something may trigger you, all of your energy goes upwards into the brain, which isn't necessarily where it belongs. So by, again, deepening your breath and dropping into your body, you will ease into this idea of clear intuition. So you may want to practice a circular form of breathing where you breathe without any pause, inhaling and using the full capacity of your lungs to channel energy up and down your spine. Imagine the energy rising up the back of your body to the top of your head and falling down the front of your body along your spine to the base of your spine. Doing this and noticing anywhere that the energy may feel stuck, and allowing all of the energy to fully connect. If you feel stuck energy, focus more of your awareness there, and perhaps imagine light flowing in from source, flowing up from the earth to aid in this flow of energy through your body and push any of the places where there's resistance open. After doing this for a couple of minutes, then notice what you are feeling in your body. And if there is a feeling of resistance or discomfort, that is an indication a belief system is in the way. Again, to work with belief systems, you must work with them both at an energetic and a mental level. The energetic level is usually more important. For if you can shift your focus away from the negative thoughts that manifest from the belief long enough and stop pushing them, stop resisting them, and solely bring your focus into the sensation, reminding yourself it is only a sensation, it is only the side effect of the negative belief, it is only a feeling that will pass, and imagining the light of your soul pouring into this place and clearing it out, a fragment or sometimes all of the belief system itself will go. Then you can also, again, work on in that more mental way, witnessing your thoughts. You can go through an exercise of following your thoughts and feelings, writing perhaps, write down the first thought that arises and write the feeling that follows, then write the next thought, then write the feeling that follows that. And after you have done this and feel like you've reached a point where you cannot go any further, notice the pattern in your thinking. Notice those thoughts that continue to repeat. Notice the thoughts that you, in a sense, take for granted, that you do not question and start to question them. What if this were not true? Would it bring me to feel more open, more alive, more free? If the answer is yes, that thought not true. It is not the highest truth. It is valid in its own right, but it is not serving you in accessing the truest state of connection to your source. So again, choose the opposite thought that generates a feeling of flow and diminished resistance. To again access more of your intuition, you can use the idea of pendulums, use the idea of kinesthesiology, emotional muscle testing, and things of this nature. Realize that again, through these tools, your body, just as much as your heart or your mind, can be a channel to bring through that information. But again, your belief systems will always influence it, which is why none of these tools work without doing the work to clear your own beliefs.
Yep, awesome information. Thank you very much.
Yes,
And
thanks to you as
a
well.
very short one.
That,
Okay,
that is all.
perfect. Thank you very much.
Our thanks to you as well.
You're welcome.
All right, so would it be okay if I go next?
Yes.
Okay. Greetings, Pleiadian
Greetings.
Council.
Yes.
We meet again.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to say this is a long question, so I understand if
All right.
the answer has to be shortened because of such a big question. But having said that, my question is, what are the specific influences each planet, including dwarf planets, has on humanity? And when I say influence, I mean influences in every aspect, physical and spiritual, mental and emotional. And yes, that should be a total count of 13 rocks spinning in space.
Oh, well, they are not all rocks. Some of them are very gaseous objects, yes. So when it comes to this idea of planets and astrology, understand that the position of the planets and the shapes that you draw through them reflects the state of consciousness on your planet. It does not shape it, for every individual being in your world has total free will as to what they do with the present collective energy that will always be reflected by the position of the planets. And that speaks a bit to your idea of astrology, but your question seems to open into more than that. So we would say that there is much other influence from the planets on your world that perhaps might interest some of you. Now, first we would say the planet known as Jupiter has a very powerful extraterrestrial influence. It is through the massive field of Jupiter that many extraterrestrials are able to send certain frequencies into your solar system. There is also life around some of these moons of Jupiter that has not fully been discovered. Some of it has been hinted at, though this planet has a very powerful influence in your world. Now, understand that there was another planet between Jupiter and Mars that was destroyed, and there was a civilization on that planet as well as the one on Mars. So through this destroyed planet's phantom and the energy of Mars itself, there is leftover residue in your world from ancient histories, ancient battles, you could say, connected to the civilizations originating in Orion. And the energy that comes from these planets then manifests into your world. And sometimes when individuals become possessed, especially individuals that are very interested in the idea of extraterrestrial energies, the possessing entities actually originate in Mars. So this influence is supporting you in clearing the past energy of conflict, aggression, or war. And it is sometimes expressing in your world through the effect you know as a karmic bleed through, where energies coming from Orion and other civilizations connected to your planet then manifest in your world leaders and world events. On Mars and Pluto, there are pyramids connecting to your pyramid at Giza. And all of your world's sacred sites do connect into certain lines of energy beneath the surface of your world. And as you continue to do different rituals and invocations in your way, you are gradually opening up information that is held on astral levels in these various locations. Now, there is very powerful energies coming from all the planets. We couldn't really go into all of them, though we will say that Saturn and Uranus also, in a similar way to Jupiter, connect to different extraterrestrial energies and phenomena that your scientists have been observing in changing patterns on Saturn and Jupiter reflects the beginnings of new cycles in your world into a calmer, more resonant age. And it does not look that way on the surface of your planet because, again, your planet has been run by many systems that are inherently imbalanced. And so those imbalanced systems are having what you can see as a die-off effect. Yet you can see this new energy manifesting in those of you who are intentionally creating the new Earth in the ways that you live, again, in alignment with your source. And you can meditate on any of these planets simply by visualizing them and focusing on the frequency they are emitting to you. Each one of them has a specific energy that all of you will experience in your own unique way. Perhaps imagine the planet above your head, or imagine a beam of energy that connects from your crown chakra up to the planet. And on every in-breath, imagine a downpour of energy flowing from the planet into your body, and notice how you feel. You can develop your own personal connection to all of these planets. And again, yes, the astrological alignment always reflects to you the present consciousness field of your Earth, and you choose what to do with that consciousness field. The more acquainted you get with all of the planets, the easier it will be to understand what is being reflected by their position and their influence.
Okay, so yeah, that is the intent of my question, is so that I can understand the influence of each planet without the biased interpretations from other places in the past, so that I can make
Well, they are in a sense not biased, as they have been collected over thousands of years by many individuals who add to the collective store of information their own unique take. And within that field you call astrology, there are many diverse approaches that you can look towards and gain information from and decide for yourself what is really true for you through your own experience.
Yeah, so pretty much my idea is to attempt to recreate the astrology charts, including the 13th zodiac, which most people leave out, but I'm attempting to recreate an accurate astrology chart reading.
Well, again, you decide. You create a microcosm of reality, and the microcosm will always reflect to you the present circumstances, which is why whenever you do a tarot card reading or anything of this form, with the intention, you create a magnetic field that then manifests a reflection for you. So if you choose to use a system of 12 signs or 13 signs, it will reflect to you a take through which you can interpret reality, and it will always reflect reality as it is. If you measure 23 degrees back, or ahead rather, to view things from this chosen perspective of Western astrology, which does not reflect the actual positions of the sky, it will still work because it is about the magic of intention. If you grab 3 sticks in the woods and decide each stick means one thing, and you drop the sticks and measure the formation of the sticks, that will also reflect to you reality. Reality will always reflect to you your state of being. And the smallest of things can tell you absolutely everything you need to know when you align your belief systems and align your awareness to perceive the hidden meaning that manifests for you. And of course, again, this goes back to the idea of belief systems, which always distort the interpretation of any form of divination or such tool. So you must make sure your belief systems are aligned, clear, and precise, so that all of these processes of divination work for you in the way that you intend.
Thank you. I'll investigate further on my own.
Yes, our thanks to you as well.
I just want to say that the dentist's hair is touching the microphone, which is making some sound.
Oh, the terrible hair of the channel. We are sorry.
No, actually, it's more the hair of the beard. The beard.
Oh,
This one.
we hope that makes it better.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll go next if no one else.
Yes.
Hi, Pleiadians.
Hello, yes.
So I would like to ask you about this vaccine, if you can give us.
No.
No, you
Carry
can.
on. Next question.
Okay, next question. About the parallel realities. So there are billions of parallel realities in a second.
Yes.
Can it be measured how much these parallel realities are, the trajectory of them? How much does it fluctuate? No? In a second.
Billions is, in a sense, not even reflective of just how much it changes. It changes more than that. And because the changes are so rapid, it's imperceptible. They cannot be measured. But you can have an awareness of the fact that you have shifted simply by noticing your state of being. If your state of being shifts in a positive way, then you have shifted to a more positive reality.
Yeah. I was wondering if it's at what scale this trajectory is happening. I mean, if you shift with a more positive trajectory, like how is that, a few seconds, or how much the curve?
Oh yes, it happens at every.
So
the amount of time.
Okay.
The amount of time is what you are asking, or
yeah, something like that. The technical representation, the technical geometry, something like that.
We cannot actually represent the fraction of a second. It is billions upon billions of time a second, which cannot be actually represented accurately in your world at this time.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. I don't think I have any other question more important. I leave to someone else. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks. Well, yes. There is a annoying sound in the background. If our friend, the host, could mute
Yes.
all of the unmuted participants, that would be ideal. Oh yes.
Thank you. I couldn't
Yes.
unmute you.
All right, next question.
Hello?
Yes,
Hi, tell me if it echoes. I don't know if the sound is too loud.
the sound is fine. Sound is fine.
Okay. It seems like that this battle never ends. Like you talk about other alien races in war and how it's reflected in the humans, and I'm just wondering how can a species become so advanced in one way but completely disconnect from source? It's hard to understand to me.
Yes. Well, understand that we as the Pleiadian group and the other groups in the Intergalactic Alliance are completely peaceful without war, without weaponry. We are what you'd consider demilitarized. So that is an energy that you can connect to in your idea of the future, in the idea of the past. And again, we say idea because it is simply an experience of your perception from your incarnation in the third dimensional reality. It is not a fundamental aspect of reality, and we do not experience time in the same way that you do. However, in the idea of your past, there is great conflict between certain groups. And both the past and the future manifest in the present in different ways depending on what you as individuals choose to connect to. Now, all of you are unconsciously making connections to different extraterrestrial groups all of the time. So it is simply a matter of, again, bringing your awareness into your feeling state and your beliefs and aligning your beliefs, your actions, and your thoughts with the higher preferred frequencies, and you will come to align with the more positive, peaceful intergalactic energies. That said, yes, certainly there are many technologically advanced groups that are not what you consider in your language benevolent and do acts of violence and all sorts of things. And well, you must understand the same thing manifests in your world. So take a look at why you're asking the question, because already you have very advanced technology and there are still destructive acts. In fact, some of the most advanced technologies in your world are inherently destructive intentionally. So then it has to do with the development of the mind that is more rapid than the development of the heart. The energy of the heart is there for you to connect with soul and with source and with other souls. So when you develop the mind more rapidly than the heart, there can be fear-based beliefs that make it seem as if to connect with source and to develop the heart is bad or dangerous, because in the development of the heart, the sense of self becomes more expansive and it is less limited and less ego-based. And for many, the ego is a comfort zone through which they derive a sense of safety. So in a sense, in order to experience the highest comforts, you have to start to accept the discomfort of expanding the ego along the way. Not dissolving the ego, because again, the ego is a sense of self. You actually want to expand the ego to be more inclusive, to see others as aspects of yourself, and to see the world as an aspect of yourself, to feel as if you are a part of something bigger, and that is an aspect of your identity, rather than forming an identity that says you are one thing independent from the world around you, which is the way that your society has generally been headed up into the point in the past several decades, where there's a wondrous shift in a positive direction. So that is also the stance of many of these seemingly advanced extraterrestrial groups that do not have developed heart centers. And this is also what has led to the manifestation of the entire project of hybridization.
Thank you. Is that why people on Earth who tap into magic, like the Satanist groups and stuff, they're using the mind to get there and not the heart, but they're still able to kind of work with these energies?
Yes. Yes, they use solely the mind, and their stance is to elevate the ego above spirit. And they can create that effect, though that is never truly reflective of reality. Hence, they are masters of delusion.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, so thanks to you as well. Please mute. And next question. Or perhaps there is some question written out from that stream on the Book of Faces, as you may call it.
Well, the thing is, I don't see it, the live streaming on Facebook. I don't know why. It doesn't appear on Dante's wall.
That is strange.
I don't know why.
All right.
So if you have a question in the Zoom chat, Zoom room, then please go
I
ahead.
might have a quick one. I'm interested about the relation between the heart center / heart chakra and the real heart, which is positioned on the left of the body. How are these three concepts, like, let's say, ideas, related?
Yes. Yes, the heart chakra connects to the heart. It also connects to the empty space in the right side of the chest, as the heart is one of the interesting places where the body is slightly asymmetrical. And this...
Excuse me, one moment. I have to interfere. Something comes on the... It says that Dante's bandwidth is low. Is that the battery on the...
It is not the battery.
It works perfectly.
It seems all right for now.
Okay.
All right, yes.
Thank you.
So then, the heart chakra connects in, again, with the physical heart and with the seeming spiritual heart that is the empty space. The heart chakra reconciles then the balance between light and dark, reconciles the balance between fullness and emptiness. And here, your heart also is the portal through which you connect with others. So it connects into the physical heart in that your heart generates the strongest electromagnetic field of your body. And in that electromagnetic field, your emotional state and your energetic state is also transmit in a field of energy around you. Hence, when you get many people together with the same intentions and the same focus, you generate a very strong electromagnetic field, which in turn changes the electromagnetic field of your planet. Hence, every time you all connect in this way through these calls, there is an amplification of your heart's magnetic field that does alter the magnetic field of your planet, very interestingly. Well, your heart chakra does also connect in with the idea of your lungs and your immune system. So it is much more complex than your physical heart. And again, here, the lungs regulate the heart through the fullness of the oxygen that you bring in. So the heart, in this sense, also has to do with giving and receiving. You are always giving and receiving breath. And this connects very much to the natural cycles of existence. How much you allow yourself to give energy is in turn how much you allow yourself to receive energy. How much you open to receive energy thus leads to how much energy you are able to take in and then give on to others. So the heart chakra here is all about balance, and the physical heart is balanced by the spiritual heart that is, in a sense, an empty space, leading your heart to not be so focused only on the material, but to be focused on what is also non-physical and, to you, in a sense, intangible.
Wow, epic information. Thank you very much.
Yes, yes. Let us allow the channel to return for one moment to see if there is something that can be adjusted with the live stream. The channel had an idea. It totally says live in the Zoom room, doesn't it? Wow.
Live on Facebook, yeah.
Yes, it does. But no, it's not on your wall.
That's because I'm live streaming to myself. How ironic is that?
What do you
Okay.
mean?
So this is an issue that's becoming more common, and hopefully Facebook will adjust it soon. When you edit a post to say only me, which sometimes I do because I post something and I'm like, wait, I don't want to post that.
Right.
And you say, post it, only me. Then your next post will default be only me.
Right.
So that's what happened. I had no awareness of that. Very funny. So check the Facebook thing. I'll let them come back. We have another half hour, say 40 minutes. All right, then let us continue with any more questions you may have, and welcome to anybody who may be watching on this new platform. Somebody who has not yet asked a question, please. We are here for you.
Hi there, Pleiadians.
Hello, yes, welcome.
Nice to speak to you. Thank you. I'm wondering about any guidance on like activating with our tube torus, like more vision. If there's anything, yeah, anything on that.
Experiencing more vision.
Yeah. Someone mentioned, you know, it is physics basically. So yeah. Yeah, sitting in the tube torus and kind of act like I can sense everything, and then activating more of that visual, activating more vision to the higher realms.
All right. Yes. So the first step to activating more vision is actually imagination. And many people start to think that imagination and vision are something different when actually they are not. Imagination, foundation of vision. So those that you may consider psychics and others have truly mastered the foundation of imagination to tap into clear, undistorted vision. In order to get there, you have to work with your imagination. And so anytime you do a guided visualization, you are expanding your psychic skills. Anytime that you picture something that you may do ahead of time, you are activating your psychic skills. Anytime that you imagine yourself to be in some other realm, as if you were a child playing fantasy games, you are again activating your psychic skills. So again, break this notion that imagination is not real, because that is the way to expand your vision.
Love it. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you.
And certainly activating your brain centers is part of this as well. So understanding that your prefrontal cortex has much more to do with what you would consider cognitive thought, whereas the deeper parts of your brain tend to connect to vision. So bringing your focus into this area at the back of your skull, where your spine meets your skull, your brain, will certainly help with vision. And creating this grand triangle of connection from that point where your spine meets your skull to your third eye, between your eyebrows, and then to the top of your head, the literal highest point of your skull, will also help. If you can breathe energy into each one of these places and activate them, and then intend that energy circulate between the three of them, you will start to open up these psychic gates quicker. Visualizing internal parts of your body, especially your brain, can be one of the portals through which your imagination starts to open to show you greater vision.
Incredible. Thank you. I love you. Thank you.
Oh, and our loves you as well. We thank you.
So Laurel has a question. Her computer is teasing her, so I'm going to read the question. Upon downsizing to a smaller home, I found myself in quite a literal mess. I have my son helping some and a delightful person. I need more help, but something keeps me stopping, and I can't tell if it's fear of something unnecessarily or that it's truly not appropriate. The help is needed because of the need to focus on my body needs and not the slow process of plowing through stuff.
Well, again, remember, in opening yourself to receive, you are also opening yourself to then give your energy to others in useful ways. So perhaps there is some way that you can develop a sort of exchange in which you receive support in working through the challenge of unpacking your house, and then you are able to give back your energy, even if it is simply through sharing your lovely presence with another in return for the sharing. Or perhaps if that doesn't seem to manifest, you can also hire somebody for this help, though recognizing the reality of the need and recognizing that until the need is met, you are not helping others meet their needs in other ways, will be something that helps you break through in this process.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
Hello, thank you, Pleiadian Council. I met this man and we are, it seems like we've been dating a little bit. I've seen him about 4 times and it seems like he wants to move forward with the sexually much faster than I'm ready for. I think I've been pretty upfront with him. And I'm just curious if there's like, you know, what kind of potential there is between us and, you know, for short or long-term stuff. And if there's, you know, anything you have anything to say about like the purpose of our connection, because I think we have a past life connection. Thank you.
Establish clear boundaries. Perhaps make sure that you do not feel pushed. Explore perhaps, is there unnecessary resistance there? Why would you resist if it is something you want? And if there is no resistance and you simply prefer to experience a deeper connection first, then propose that and continue this engagement. Finding ways that you can make a heart-to-heart connection and only choose to open when it really feels time for you. Indeed, yes, there are other lifetime connections. You can explore that in meditation if you would like. Understand, of course, that with every relationship you ever encounter, you do have these bleed through connections to other lifetimes. So it is not a matter of if, but it is a matter of which connections and which of the various connections that are available do you choose to connect with.
Yes, I do feel like I would feel safer. I mean, you're asking me to look at my resistance, and
We're
I would
asking
feel
you
more.
to look if you have resistance.
Oh, I just know that's a good question. I just know that I would prefer to, you know, get to know him better and to establish a deeper connection, because that would create more safety for me and more desire and perhaps more passion. It feels like a bit of you know, to engage further sexually than I already have feels like doesn't feel like safe or comfortable, or even that I'm not even desiring that before I get to know him.
Honor your feelings, communicate them clearly, and see how he chooses to engage from that perspective.
Do you see I have a certain unnecessary resistance?
No.
Okay, so you're not seeing any resistance in me that is unnecessary. I'm not seeing it. It seems very reasonable to me. And I really do want to engage, you know, romantically and sexually, but in the right timing and in the right way, I guess, in the way that serves me best. And that's what I'm seeking to
Then
try
we
to
would
do.
suggest for you to really visualize or write out, whichever way is easier for you, the kind of situation you would prefer every step along the journey, and communicate that clearly to him.
And communicate that? Did you? I wasn't sure if I heard you all the way.
Yes, communicate that clearly
still
to
there?
him. Yes.
Hello, and communicate that, and that's all you said.
Yes.
Okay. Communicate what?
Communicate it clearly to him.
Yes, now I hear you. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, and is there potential for long-term between us?
This we cannot disclose.
Okay, thank you so much, Pleiadian Council, for your help
All right,
today.
thanks to you as well.
Would it be okay if I asked another question, or does anyone else want to go?
All right, then carry on.
I like a while ago, I was sleeping and I woke up to the feeling of it felt like an energetic hand inside my stomach, and
Yes.
I had never felt that before, but it was really violating, and I was wondering if that was what you could tell me about it, if anything, or how to. I haven't had it since, or how to keep it from happening again, I guess.
It felt as if it was somebody else's hand entering your stomach.
Yes, it was like yeah, it felt like a hand going into me and then like moving around, and it was just like very uncomfortable, like, energetic, weird feeling.
Are you sure that the hand was doing something negative?
No, it's just like I wasn't consciously aware of giving permission, but I also considered it might have been benevolent.
Did you invite in a sort of connection to your guides in some way?
Not really. Like I kind of mentally talk to them sometimes, but I never really made a specific intention for that kind of connection.
All right. Then in that moment, you essentially revoked permission for this connection through your expression of your intention in a way subconsciously. So understand that no beings can access your energy if you revoke permission. So if it makes you feel safer, continue to say, no, none of these beings, even if you have good intentions, have permission to enter my body in this way.
Is it like I just have issues with spiritual teachers end up being predators, and so this is like a new realm for me where another benevolent being could end up being a predator, and I just don't know it yet.
Yes.
So I guess it is more comfortable to say no.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, thanks to you as well.
Would it be okay if I ask another question for everyone else?
If nobody else has a question, you may carry on, yes? Then go right ahead.
Okay, so this question is more personal to me, and this requires some backstory. So I've been revealed information that, and warning, this is a little bit heavy to hear. So, okay, so one of my goals at least is to try to remember a past life that I used to have. And so this past life, I died drowning in a cave, and that is the only piece of information I have for certain of my past life. And as far as everything else, there are more hints and clues. They're not definite. But I believe that I've died around 1711 AD during the time when the Visigoths were being invaded by the, I forgot what they were named, but they're pretty much Muslims, and they were invading from the south side of Spain. And it was around that time I think I died, but I'm not sure. And so the idea is, with those clues, I'm trying to investigate further to actually remember my past life.
Yes. Have you tried any sort of a past life regression meditation or working with a therapist who specializes in this tool?
No, because I do not have the resources to acquire such specialist if there was one available.
Well, there are many different past life regression tools that are free that you can access. You can simply search around. Though the idea is to bring yourself into a hypnotic state, a completely relaxed state, and imagine yourself going down through a tunnel and into the body of your past self, allowing your imagination to show you the details, remembering that if this is truly another aspect of your oversoul, you have access to the information and you can use your imagination to tap into the information that is relevant to you. Also remembering that the past is not fixed and that there are many timelines of this lifetime. So if there are aspects of the lifetime that you do not enjoy, you can again use your imagination to shift to a parallel version of this parallel soul aspect to establish a clearer relationship and allow only the energies you prefer to come with you into this lifetime.
Okay, so from what I know, it is the most unpleasant life that I've had. And the purpose of me remembering it is so that I can remember the worst past life that I've experienced first. That way I can remember the rest of the past lives. And so I was asking because I was curious to know if there's any new details that could help me figure out that puzzle for me right now.
Ask yourself, where do you have resistance? What kinds of figures in your world create the strongest feeling of a negative reaction within you? Because it is there that you will find clues into this lifetime. Here, you are seeing the karmic mirror, in a sense. Those things that you resist and trigger you in this lifetime manifested as the actions of this other version of your soul.
Okay, so pretty much my life now is a hint of my past life.
No, the things that you resist reflect the actions that took place in that other lifetime.
Oh, okay, I see. So using things that bother me as a clue to figure out.
Yes.
Okay, I got it. All right, thank you.
Oh, thanks to you as well.
I go with a quick one for the collective.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Let us wait.
Yep.
Is there anybody who has not yet asked any question or any question from the live stream audience that would like to share at the moment?
There's nothing on the live stream for now.
All right.
Then I
I
make
have
it.
a question.
Yes. Here, there's the question.
Perfect.
My mom just started to channel angels and a Yael being, a counterpart of hers. And any suggestions for opening up this connection more and anyone just starting out channeling? Thank you.
Yes. Yes, yes. Congratulations on establishing connection in this way. So understand that your connection with your guides takes place all the time. And it is when you are in the peak states of your life that you are most receptive. So the first guidance is the guidance we always share, to live in alignment with your heart's passion and allow that to guide your decisions and thoughts and actions, will support you to be conducive to receive this guide's energy. then we would encourage you to remember that you set the parameters for engagement just as you do in every relationship in your physical waking life. So if she or others would be open to contact in the dream space, then set clear intentions, especially before you go into a sleeping state, to receive information during that time. If that is not something you prefer, then say, I don't wish to engage in this way. You can also receive information from your guides in meditation or through any different tool of that nature, when you can, in a sense, alter your state of consciousness to either a more waking state or a more trance-like state. They are both conducive to receiving information. You simply receive information in different ways. And again, remember that your guide is essentially you from the lens of the oversoul. As you share the oversoul, sometimes you take for granted that information that comes to you actually comes from your guide. So be open to all of the ways in which the guides communicate, and perhaps ask the guide to give you little reminders and to give you perhaps devices that help you to remember to establish that connection. These devices can be symbols or images that you place in the world around you to always bring you back to that remembrance that there are other parts of your soul that would love to engage with you whenever you wish.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks to you as well.
May I go now? Anyone else?
Please stop rushing.
Can I ask a little question?
Yes.
Related to the last one that I wanted to ask, because the last previous weeks have been, before falling asleep, asking to connect with my guides during the night and to remember it. And so far I haven't been remembering. So
all right.
What could I do to I guess it can still happen even though we don't remember.
Yes.
So should I just continue?
Are you sleeping deep enough?
Not really.
Yes.
It's getting better.
To have a complete night's rest is key to actually remembering the dreams. So making sure that you, as we have said before, calm your nervous system down 1 or 2 hours before you actually embark to sleep will help. And again, there are many plant allies that can support you in remembering the dreams, such plants being mugwort, valerian, passion flower, blue lotus, and a very potent Mexican dream herb, for which we do not have another name through the channel's vocabulary at this time. In essence form, datura, and the other psychedelic plants that you know will support you in remembering your dreams. And in essence form, we mean through flower essences or something homeopathic, not even what you call a microdose, but even remembering those experiences before you go off to sleep and cultivating the feeling of what it was like to be in that dream state will also support you in remembering the dreams. Though, yes, essentially it does come down to making sure that you are rested well enough and knowing that falling asleep a second time is sometimes the most potent way to remember your dreams. Maybe that involves drinking a lot of water, so you will have to wake up early in the morning and have a second time falling asleep. And in those shorter windows, when you fall asleep at, say, 4 a.m. and wake up again at 6 or 7, you are more likely to catch the dreams. Though, again, understand that dreaming serves a purpose, and that purpose can be fulfilled also by entering into a more waking dream through the other ways that you understand to alter your consciousness and activate your vision through the gate of your imagination.
Which will help me to have lucid dreams.
Yes, that can also help you to have lucid dreams, certainly. Any time that you spend in a dreaming state, whether it is while sleeping or a self-induced waking dream, will be a sort of growing effect. The more time you spend in those states, the deeper into those states you will go. Though again, your body must be rested in order to integrate the energy and information from those states.
All right, thank you. And about the different herbs, can that be an essential oil of valerian, for example? Is that potent enough?
That will do something, but it will not be as potent as, say, the tea or the tincture.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So time is, we are getting there. It's half past now.
Is there anyone who has not asked the question up to this point that would like to ask the last question of our time today?
I would like to ask a question.
Yes.
Yes, hello, good evening. My question is, there is a technology which is called time waver technology, and they use some kind of energetic electronics which can influence the field of someone to heal or to, how should I say, to increase your health. Can you somehow give more information on that technology?
Yes, it comes back to understanding that everything is essentially frequency, and by transmitting a frequency that your body receives, this machine can tune your organs into a more resonant frequency. And once you work with this or any such device, you can actually learn to tune your organs to a more preferred frequency on your own accord. And you don't even need such a device in order to do that. There are many who work with the idea of energy healing to attune the body to the frequency that is necessary. Understand that when you connect to your higher self and connect to source and allow that energy to flow, everything in your body and being will naturally come into a more resonant and aligned state. And so you can do what these devices do on your own. However, there are many individuals who are not yet ready to integrate this understanding as part of their belief system. And so for these individuals, such devices are very powerful and helpful. Because remember, belief is the key ingredient into receiving an effect.
Great, thank you for the answer, and have a nice evening.
Oh, yes, a pleasant evening for you as well. We thank each and every one of you for establishing connection with us in this way and showing up for this process. Again, realizing that every time you receive and integrate these high frequency energies, it creates a ripple effect in your reality as well as in our reality. And again, it is you being uniquely and exactly who you are and who you came here to be that will trigger this massive awakening on your planet. It starts with living your passion, living from your heart, and allowing your actions to be aligned with the highest frequency of love you have access to. Know that we are always with you, and as are your other guides. Our love is with you. We wish you then a pleasant rest of your day today.
The same to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Amazing.
One of the most powerful ET sessions I've ever heard, for real, and I've heard hundreds.
Really? That's wonderful.
Yeah, ooh, I will have to watch it twice. By the way, if you want the pops, you had a ton of pops with a microphone, and if you want me to help, I have some very smart software that can remove them easily.
Remove them from the recording.
Yeah, remove from the sound, or at least temper them a bit, and compressors, clarity, whatever it's needed. I'm highly efficient in that. So if you need it, just send me the video, and pleasurably we'll do it for free, obviously.
Okay, thank you. That might be it. That might be relevant. I kind of have a lot of trouble with downloading and uploading big files, so I kind of just like to go with things as they are for the moment until I'm in a place with better internet connection. But I will appreciate that. And I think it's just this microphone. Maybe I can adjust it.
Or you could put it behind your neck, put the phone in your back, because otherwise you will always touch it.
Oh.
If you put it behind,
Or maybe